the Gnar pick is not terrible in this case because you do have to play more tempo-based in this game. You can't just pick something like a Mordekaiser or an Ornn in the top lane to try to deal with that top pressure, play it slow, when you're running something like a Samira that needs to get an early advantage when she's paired up against someone like a Kai'Sa who is going to scale better, very likely, towards the late game. So the Taliyah pick kind of set us down this path. They prioritized that super heavily. We're going to see if Kroko can get value, start getting some of those early objectives. Otherwise, I think that if Afreeca can control the top lane, they've got a great chance to scale well into those later objectives, those later game team fights.
Yeah, I agree. And also they've got this beautiful, 4-1 style of composition where if there is a collapse on the Camille, the Shen can be there with the Stand United. But let's see what happens as we get onto the Rift for game number 1. Live Sandbox versus the Afreeca Freaks.
Times so far this season, just by trying to make an aggressive play, and Dread is unseen here.
Yeah. Okay, Taunt is going to come through. There's the spear. Oh no, not actually able to land it. I think that must have hit a minion because it wasn't empowered, and Effort's able to walk away. Oh dear. Yep, we do have Fly freeing himself up here in the mid lane. That one is going to be equalized as Effort throws down the Solar Flare, looking for Lehends, gets through. But Lehends is able to stop a lot of that damage now as Fly's being turned on, has to flash to get over the wall as Kroko's going down low. There's a shockwave, but only lands onto Dread. Keen actually able to avoid it, but now Leo's trying to pop off. Bang looking to try and escape as there's the Stand United to keep him alive. Fly limping away from the fight as Summit is down so low. Mega Gnar is so close, gets himself a slight shield. No one's dead yet. This is just ridiculous. Only Kroko falling as Leo finally gets that S rank back and he's able to grab some kills. Bang also able to lock down his former teammate as a teleport back in here from Fly gets his full health bar as Summit could be in trouble. Fate just gets rid of Lehends though as Fly gets underneath the turret, locks down a kill. I think a lot of people's eyes are going to be on Dread though. Dread hasn't exactly found the success that he's looking for. Fly gets over to the right side of this wall here, but walks into the shove. There's the shockwave, but it doesn't actually matter. They're able to trade it 1-for-1 as Dread. Can he land the spear?
If he doesn't, if he can't make a play here, then this is all for nothing.
Well, here's the Stand United. We're trying to keep Keen alive as he is going to get rid of that turret aggro, and Dread, he is there. He's able to grab that kill, but now Fate has teleported in. This turret getting real mad as Keen down to about 100 health. Shockwave comes in, actually pins Fly against the wall and locks down Dread for that kill at the same time. Deathray not nearly enough damage.
Bang is playing the Kai'Sa, so we're looking for that late game as once again Kroko engaging.
Yep. We'll see where that seismic shove is going to go as Fly gets himself back underneath the turret, but does need to deal with these minions as Lehend's going to turn up. Kroko is definitely dead, but so is Fly. Shockwave, just for insurance at the end there, is now Summit underneath his turret, and Keen's going for a dive. Does manage to lock down the ultimate, but he's just going to die. That's going to be a double kill going over to the Gnar, and I'm almost done, Wolf. Like, this game is a disaster. Soul is now, they're getting collapsed upon. Here's the Weaver's Wall as Fly gonna flash over it. Dread, he's gonna try and pounce his way through as the slow comes down with that Solar Flare, but not able to actually land the stun game. I'm gonna be really worried because I don't think that that's exactly the learning that you should be taking.
No, certainly not. I mean, look at the vision control here for Live Sandbox. Meanwhile, Keen is in the bot lane. He has teleport, but I feel like even if he teleported now, it's just too slow. They need to be more aggressive, and their comp doesn't have hard engage.
Well, Lehends, he's looking for some taunts. Effort going down pretty low here to the Baron as Dread is in position. We'll see whether he can land a smite. Jumps over, not able to actually get the smite down, but they are able to take the inhibitor on the bottom side of the map as Dread does land a spear. Doesn't really do too much as the Weaver's Wall is just going to block off any sort of defense from Afreeca, and this bottom lane inhibitor turret is going to be taken. Inhibitor should be pretty comfortable as well. Here for Live Sandbox is Afreeca trying to hold on to their mid lane. They don't want two inhibitors to be broken as Keen once again is spending some time with an inhibitor turret, but the split push not necessarily working in favor of Afreeca as that's two inhibitors that have been taken off the map, and now Live Sandbox should be able to get down. Good flash from Summit as Lehends. He's got in here as well. The taunt comes down, Bang, looking to try and lock down the Mega Gnar. That's a three-man shockwave, and it is all over for the Afreeca Freaks, of course. They're going to let this one go down in an attempted dive, much like what they attempted earlier on in the day, and this is just donezo. Live Sandbox will be pushing through for the win, and this Afrika Freak squad are going to need to have a bit of a chat after this one to see what they can do to adjust, because I think we're going to have to go down a pretty long list.
Yeah, I think so too. Unfortunately, from Dread's build to, unfortunately, his Nidalee play on such high priority.
A lot of work done by Fly, but it was inconsequential at the end, and even Keen, we were focusing on him being sort of the way of saving the squad, but we're not exactly able to get on the board. And I think I want to draw your attention to all of the little icons
Yes.
on the left of the screen.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You look at the damage dealt and the gold differential in this game, it doesn't tell you a whole lot, but if you look at the objectives from double heralds to all drakes taken, Elder Drake, Baron, and I mean that was the story of this game, was Liv Sam.
리브 샌드박스와
Welcome
아프리카
back,
프릭스의
everybody,
첫
to the week
경기로 오늘
number
분석대
2
출발하겠습니다.
here in the
안녕하세요. 저는
Spring
윤수빈이고요.
Split.
옆에는
Today's
빗돌림 고릴라님
episode
나와
is
계십니다.
by
안녕하세요.
Victory and Gorilla, and this is season with the live translation, and we're
고릴라
kicking
가방입니다.
off with
네,
LSB
저도
versus Afrika
최근
Freaks.
1승을 챙기면서 상승세를 보이고 있던
Afrika was having a very good momentum after getting their first win of the split, but Liv Sandbox was able to actually start off with the W here. In the first phase of the ban, Liv Sandbox took away the favorite picks from Lehans,
그렇죠. 이제 LCK에서
and the answer from Lehans was Shen. Lehans probably is the only player who can always kind of execute this champion here in the LCK, and also he's also the mad scientist, and this time around his pocket pick was Shen. However, Liv Sandbox was able to kind of answer to his choice really easily. If Afrika had summoned the ordinary support for the red R4, actually, this could actually give more kind of option over to Keen. So he had Camille, Shen, and also Kaisa that focused on the side lanes. However, we looked at the how the game went, and the map rotation was not really on point from the side of Afrika Freaks. For example, they were not able to get any dragons, and also they were not able to get the Baron when they were trying to kind of sneak it away while Liv Sandbox were at the Dragon Pit.
네, 그렇습니다. 그러면 4용을 앞둔 시점을 먼저
Then
볼
let's take
텐데요.
a look at the Dragon Soul timing
바론이라도
in game
가져와야겠다.
number 1.
도관에도 실패를
The map
했습니다.
rotation of both teams. Let's take a look at the map over here. Liv Sandbox were really obvious that they were focusing on the 4th dragon, so they gained vision around the red side blue cap dragon, and also somewhere near the Camille position, because they did not want her to pick up any kills when they were trying this dragon. Whereas Afrika, the red side, they focused around the Baron. It was quite obvious for both teams, but there was this pesky ward in the Baron pit that Afrika could not spot. So they were too late to find this, and also their original plan was to trade this Baron when I believe Sandbox was starting the dragon, but they were too late, so they could not start off the Baron, so they could not get an easy even trade with this objective control. Because of that sneaky control word that was placed in the very early phase of the game, they were not able to get that Baron. But at the same time, if Afrika rotated to the Baron earlier to that point, maybe they could have taken it away. Now let's take a look at the final highlight that we prepared. So Afrika Freaks was going for the game-ending kind of side lane push attempt. So even when it was the Elder timing, Kaisa also rotated to the top side, knowing that they have to commit for this. But Orianna with the Baron buff, she was able to recall really fast. And as a result, Afrika's attempt went to Narnia maybe, and they were able to pick up 3 kills over here, and Orianna immediately teleported to the base of the opponents. Afrika was really bold with that choice, but at the same time, because Liv Sandbox were ahead in terms of every macro, they had this Baron buff, so Faith was really quick making that recall, knowing kind of reading the plan from Africa Freaks that they will be coming for that game-ending try. We were always focusing on the experience on the side of Africa, but their macro was always weak here in the LCK. Leave Sandbox also, they were not having their best team fights in week number 1, but I think they are coming back with redeemed performance. And the POG of game number 1 will be Fate on Orianna, the second POG of the split. That's last game and also keeps stacking up the Magi stacks as well. He was having quite a bit of a priority during the laning phase, was picking up a lot of kills, and also in the end, the way he kind of rotated the map actually decided the result of this game. No, he wasn't really hesitating using his flash to lock that down. And also, even though Victor also did a lot of damage in this game, but the participation for the game as a whole was far behind Orianna. Orianna pick was also the pick that enabled him to exert a lot of pressure in all 3 lanes. And the last highlight, once again, shows that Fate was really sharp, knowing and reading the decision-making of the opponents. Africa definitely had no heads up that the Orianna will be coming for the backup. Fate, with this unanimous POG votes, is closing out game number 1 with a very solid victory. However, we had a bit of an intense game in game number 1, so let's take a look whether we're going to have another intense one in game number 2.